I don't know who this is.
Hello?
Oh, well. Hello and good day unto you.
Eliza, what the hell are you up to?
Lang, I could almost ask you the same. How's retirement going?
It's terrible. I fucking hate every minute of it.
I imagine such.
What are you doing?
Me? I'm trying to figure out how to galvanize people because everyone is incredibly apathetic and complacent to everything that's happening.
Have any luck with that?
You know, it's you know what, it is no, I'm having no luck. But
Yeah.
we have to persevere nonetheless.
The city's lost all hope. It's over. We're in the darkest times and the worst times.
Times indeed are dark, but you cannot have darkness without light.
Yeah, but you can though. It'll just be dark.
Darkness has no value without light.
I dare you say it, Eliza. I dare you.
I'm sorry, that is true, you don't necessarily need light. I'm trying to be hopeful, but it is very clear that I'm failing.
What hope is there? Huh? What hope is there? For my life. I got nothing. I'm out here to farm. I'm trying to give myself some purpose by hanging out free cans of fucking soup. That's what I've been resorted to. That's what I've been reverted to. This is an embarrassment.
Actually, sounds like you still have a bit of a fire in you. I dare say.
I got nothing. I want to be rich and powerful. That's it.
Rich and powerful? That's it?
Yes. I'm being spied on. I got planes flying overhead every fucking day, listening to my phone calls and my conversations. I got people watching me.
Would you rather have this conversation in person then, or?
I mean, I'm just at the farm. Don't matter.
Okay, I'm relatively close by.
They're keeping me down. They're not letting me get back up.
Doesn't sound like that'll last long, Lang.
What do you mean?
Oh,
I'm $25 million in debt. You know that, right?
Oh! That's a lot of money.
Yeah. There's no hope for me.
I disagree.
Well, you might be working for them now, so how can I trust you fully ever?
Okay. You think I'm working for them? And why did you call me then, Lang?
I don't know. It's a great question.
You know, we had a conversation around the time that I joined Babylon a little under a year ago now.
Yeah?
Where you told me...
Oh my god, helicopter flying overhead. I want to... A plane. And another plane. Holy.
They're really on you, huh?
Continue.
You told me once that you were the man who accomplishes the impossible. Now, I'll admit the man that I saw last week was not that man you claim to be. Retired? Lang Buddha? By the grace of craft, I'll have to admit, I've never even thought of a more laughable idea.
Well, I'm out of ideas. Do you understand?
I don't believe that.
You should, because I have nothing. I'm growing pumpkins and making soup.
Sounds like something. Sounds like you had a couple of ideas on Twitter as well. If you were truly out of ideas, you probably wouldn't even be calling me. You would be...
Twitter was rage bait.
Well, isn't rage bait something?
Oh my god, what are you doing to me right now?
What?
What are you doing to me right now?
What you did to me? Months ago when I needed a fucking wake-up call?
Yes, but it's not a wake-up call. I'm empty. I'm on empty. I got nothing.
I disagree.
Give me a good idea to work on that.
Me give you a good idea?
Yeah, give me a good idea to work on that. It's so fucking easy.
I'm not saying it's easy by any means, but getting people to wake up and do something is, well, a good way to start.
Do what? Do what?
I'm gonna come visit you.
All right.
Hello and good day.
Hello, good day to you. How are you?
I am about as good as any of us, I suppose.
Peace unto you.
Peace unto you as well.
Thank you.
The hell are you doing here?
Oh my
I
god,
told
Eliza,
you.
it's been so long.
Tony! Excellent to see you. I hope you are well. You're looking spry.
Doing game. Thank you.
Well, Lang, you heard me on the phone. I said I was going to come and speak to you in person. Do you recall that?
About what?
About what we were talking about on the phone. If you are
Continue.
interested in hearing me out.
Yeah. Let's go over here. Come on.
Oh, come on, Tony.
Okay.
They're certainly not giving you any time to rest, huh?
Oh.
You know who I'm talking about.
No, I don't, Eliza.
Fine, the state, the faceless.
I
Probably
mean,
the
I'm at
people
rest.
living
I'm at
here as
rest
well.
right now. I might as well be dead.
Well, you'd be dead already if that was the case, wouldn't it?
Yeah. For what I...
Now, I cannot say, or even begin to comprehend what you all went through.
No, you can't.
I truly cannot. But there's something I can empathize with.
What?
The want for an idea, the want to do something. A way to
I'm
ascend
out of
and
ideas,
grab-
Eliza.
Well, that's good. That's where the best stuff comes from, isn't it?
Actually, yes, you're right. Usually, yeah.
Most of the time. You said you want money, you want power?
Yes, I want to be back on top. I want to be rich again.
Then let's not angle our... Well, let us angle ourselves then. So that can be achieved. 'Cause I'll admit, I've come to recognize the churning furnace that is within me. You told me so many times to wake up and recognize it, but I have avoided it.
Yeah?
Now, these fucks...
Don't you dare point at our pigs like that.
Sorry, I wasn't pointing out...
Bill
I
and
was,
Bob are good to us.
I wasn't, sorry, I can't really lift my arms that high.
Okay?
Gestures towards the sky. Those fucks aren't going to leave you alone. They're not. You probably have something or some things that they're gonna take from you.
Maybe.
After everything that I've witnessed, everything I have experienced, I think we both know that what is coming is inevitable, right? So I agree with you
Yeah.
here. It is foolish to try to fight against it. Could we try to mitigate or lessen any damage? Sure, we can. The most important thing is A, how to survive this, and B, how to rebuild and take a slice of that pie once all is said and done. Because I don't know about you, I don't want to be under the yoke of whatever pretender they send in.
When you pretend they send in, what the hell are you blabbering about?
Once upon a time, Lang Buddha, you were consigned to community service by Barrick Johnson at a little non-profit called New Epsilon.
Yeah.
New Epsilon was furnished with a building financed by Nest, an investment firm, a real estate company that works in conjunctions with... Are you taking spice right now?
Yes?
Okay. And I was given a book that I showed you. I talked about a gift and a stage being set. It's the very same
Yes.
book that I left at the door of the Echelon building after the Epsilon blew up, of which was returned to you. I sincerely believe that the stage that was being set was Epsilon or something resembling it being financed to be basically the entity that comes in and, quotation marks, fixes things after the Faceless have dismantled everything.
Yeah.
Through finances, through whatever. I sincerely believe that is going to be the plan. And I don't know about you. Regardless of my affinity with that particular organization, I'm not going to accept any help from any entity that works with that group. I'm not going to be complacent. And I'm not going to owe a debt. And I know for a fact you, Lang Buddha, are not going to owe a debt like that either. So now, what is the plan? Yes, people are complacent and they are apathetic. More interested in making jokes and memeing and shitlording on Twitter than actually facing the existential crisis that is facing us.
What are you trying to say right now?
I'm trying to say that we need to angle ourselves and prepare for what comes next.
What's that?
Rebuilding. I mean,
Rebuilding what? There's gotta be something to rebuild for you to rebuild.
I mean, our lives! We're still alive, aren't we? Why are you acting like this? You know what? No, that's a foolish question of me to ask.
Acting like what?
I mean, you're a man that got dragged through the mud and dirt. Things that he built toppled by the government or toppled by one entity or another. And then dragged to an island, turned into a slave, and tortured. And now stands before me, the shell of the man who used to accomplish the impossible. So maybe I'm talking to the wrong person right now.
And so what if you are, huh? So what if you are? What if you're right?
Here's the thing. I don't think I am right. You clearly have some fight, some bite in you. There's certainly something keeping your engine churning. Otherwise you wouldn't be here talking with me. You would just say, Eliza, fuck off. I don't want to talk to you right now. Yes,
Maybe.
the future is disgustingly uncertain. I'm not going to stand here and pretend that I have all the answers. But I'm not going to stand idly by and let it happen.
And what would you have me do?
What would I have you do?
Yeah.
I'd have you stop being such a pussy. If I may speak in plain terms.
Right.
You can sit here and garden all you want. And certainly that could be a way to protect yourself from the fallen infrastructure, you know, having your own fuel sources, having your own food, water. You are more than well set.
Yeah.
But they're not going to let you rest, Lang. And I don't think
course they are.
will let you rest either. You even
Because
said yourself.
I'm no longer a bother to anybody anymore. I'm just an old retired man. I have no ambition to go after anybody or anything. I'm weak. I'm old. And I am tired. You hear me?
Sure, I'm certain they heard you.
What do you mean they?
Whoever you said that for the benefit of.
I said that for you.
You said it for me.
Mm-hmm.
You expect me to believe that?
I don't care what you believe. It's the truth. You call me a liar.
Maybe you believe what you're saying. But you're saying you have no ambition when you just told me you want money. You want power. There's gonna be a power vacuum coming up here pretty soon.
Right. If you say so.
I believe so.
Where are you gonna be in all this?
Doing what I do best.
And what is that?
Convincing people to work with me.
So you want me to work for you?
I don't want you to work
Deal.
for me. What?
I'll work for you. What do you want?
I work for you. What do you want?
We need to galvanize people.
All right, tell me how to do that. I'll do it.
We need to find people who are... Sure, maybe they may perhaps be hopeless, right? They may be seeking for an answer. We need to give them that answer.
Okay. I feel like you're targeting this at me. What's the answer?
This isn't targeted solely at you. I feel as though there's many who share your feelings right now.
Like who else?
There's a lot of people I've been talking to. Members of the EMS, people who do photography, people who do tow. I've been talking to people. I've been listening.
Really?
If this is not something that you want to do, I'm not going to force you.
I'll do whatever you ask.
Just ask.
What is it?
You're a confounding person, you know that?
Okay. Fuck does that mean?
You are an enigma. You're
Oh,
confusing
fuck
sometimes.
you. You're an asshole.
No, what? No, that was a compliment, but also you're correct.
I'm confused. So
You
you're
think I was
insulting me?
insulted? No, I wasn't insulting you. No, an enigma, someone who is enigmatic, someone who is mysterious and complex.
Okay.
If you take that as an insult, well then I don't apologize. I stand by what I said.
That's fucking rude.
That's not rude. It's true.
So then what? So now what?
Well, you have two options. We can either try to galvanize people. Two, find a way to step outside of the yoke of whatever the faceless are bringing, or you can sit here, idly enjoy your retirement until someone else swoops in and demands something of you.
Eliza, we got no money.
You don't need money!
No, we got no resources. No power.
It looks like you have resources here. You could just get people to
What, food and meat?
start gathering their own resources, yes!
What's that gonna do for us against a billion-dollar organization that rules half the world?
We'll at least get people to step away and maybe start waking up, making their own changes, doing what needs to be done. If I'm wrong, I will listen. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm not gonna squander and crush your hopes and dreams.
No, please, squander and crush them. By all means.
You lost your husband over this shit. Did it teach you anything?
Why do you think I'm standing here?
I don't know.
I've seen the dead faces of many people who have fallen to this fight. Even before I even knew what the name Faceless was. And yeah. My husband died because he gave his heart to someone who he actually loved. And there will be a part of me that aches every single day. Because he is gone. But I also recognize that I am incredibly selfish. I am so selfish that I got to spend the time that I did with him. That I got to know the love that I did. But that's gone. And the person that loved him is dead. What, you expect me to sit idly by while others lose as much as I did, or more? Yeah, this is a fucking huge challenge. These people have untold amounts of money, of power, of personnel that they can even work with. Sure, maybe I'm a bit delusional, thinking that we can find a way to circumvent this. But we have to try. We have to do something. Me withering around in the shadows and the crannies trying to gather information isn't doing jack shit. Information is worth nothing if you don't do anything with it. Even if I fail, I'm at least doing something. And I cannot stand idly by and watch someone who galvanized me, who helped me wake up, wither away in the cranny of a place that used to be called Dignity Village. Because I'm gonna be honest, Lang, not a whole lot of dignity here.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah!
Don't insult my place at home. Where I sleep.
You sleep here?
Yeah.
Where would you rather be sleeping, huh? You want to sleep here for the rest of your life?
Yes.
You believe that?
Yeah.
You really believe that? You're gonna sleep here
Yes.
for the rest of your life. You slept in dirt, you slept in sand, you slept in sewers. I mean, 10 minutes ago you told me you want money and power. You think you're gonna accomplish that? Sleeping here? In pig shit?
Yes. I like the smell of it.
Well, okay then, I won't yuck your yum.
Thank you. Feel free to join us. We welcome you with open arms.
So you don't want to work for me now?
I work for you. You tell me what to do. You still haven't told me what to do. You yap it. You're giving me a speech trying to reinstill whatever the fuck you think is within me, but there's nothing. So you give me a task, I go do it. What's the task?
Continue to do what you do best. Get
That
people
is
to
not a
wake the
task.
fuck up. Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll do right now.
We came here with no
There you
plan.
go.
What else?
Actually, incredible, excellent work, Lang. Job well done. You woke people up.
Well, let's see the responses we get here. Hold on. Oh, I got a couple retweets. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 retweets. That's pretty good.
You know, it's pretty dang good. Retweets. What a metric of measurement for people giving up on complacency. Good job, Lang! Incredible work! Remarkable!
Whatever, Eliza.
Incredible. Actually, you know what, Lang?
What?
Here's what I actually want you to do.
Okay.
Stop being a bitch. When you're ready, you can call me.